Hello and welcome to your March 2022 forecast readings with me, Intuitive Rene. Always such an honor and privilege to be here for you, and thank you for giving me the space to create this kind of content that keeps you inspired, motivated, and enthusiastic about life. So we are looking at March 2022. I actually can't quite wrap my head around that, but anyway, um, what this video is a series of 12 individual videos that are the same but completely different. Basically, I record a single video for each sign of the zodiac using the same layout or the same spread, the same deck of cards, but obviously the cards that come through, the messages that come through, and the reading that comes through will be completely different for each sign of the zodiac. So there are 12 identical spreads or 12 identical readings, and you get to choose one based on your sun sign. And if you know yourself, your astrology, and you know your rising sign and your moon sign, you're welcome to watch those as well to get other aspects or just another angle on your own life and your own what's coming through for you during the month of March 2022. So these videos, these taroscopes as I call them, they are released the week before the new month. So in the last week of the previous month, you will get them, which is why you're now getting the March readings. And the way that I suggest that you work with this is obviously before the month starts itself, watch the video to get an idea of what's in store for you, what you need to be aware of, what you need to know about, what's coming up for you, so that you can almost plan and be prepared for anything. And then during the month, at least once, I would say about halfway through, but anytime that you find yourself facing a challenge or facing a problem, come back to the video and look at it, watch it again, even if you just pick out certain aspects of it, just to remind you and to help you stay focused on whatever it is that you need to stay focused on. So before I push the record button, I do all the behind the work scenes of connecting to spirit and setting the intentions and all of that other kind of good stuff, and making sure that I set the intentions correctly for each one of you. So it is a collective reading, so it's for everybody who has the same sign of the zodiac, but each one of you will hear something different through the reading, and that's the intention that I set, and that's the way that I work with spirit. We're using the tarot just as a tool, just to help formulate, if I can say, the stuff that needs to come across. And for this month, for the month of March, I am working with two amazing decks. The first one I'm going to work with is if I can get the glare off, is the Enchanted Map Oracle. And the Enchanted Map Oracle is going to give us our theme for the month ahead. And it's the first card that we're going to draw through the reading. And like I said, I do love working with this particular deck. This is such an old deck. I think it's like one of the first that ever joined my collection from the Oracle point of view. And I mean, it is so old and grubby and dirty and fabulous. So I love working with Enchanted Map to give us our theme for the month ahead. And then, getting quite excited, I'm going to work with the Spacious Tarot. So the Spacious Tarot is a normal, typical tarot deck, but from a different perspective. The whole deck, every single card, if I remember correctly, there's no people in the deck, so it's almost like from your eyes. Okay, so it's if you're looking at whatever's in front of you, but from your eyes or from your vantage point, it's the Spacious Tarot. It's the space in front of you. So because we're doing a forward look, because we're looking at the month ahead, I thought working with the Spacious Tarot, and it's such a beautiful deck. The artwork is just exquisite. So quite looking forward to working with Spacious Tarot as well. And of course, they're a beautiful sized deck. It's not overly large and difficult for me to shuffle and to work with. They're a beautiful size, perfect size as far as I'm concerned. So those are the two decks that I'm going to be working with. And as I mentioned earlier on, I am doing quite a detailed spread. I've got 10 cards or 10 card positions. So I'm going to shuffle and lay out 10 cards and read. It is the same format that I used in February. So if you enjoyed the format I used, then we're going to work with the same format for the month of March. And we're going to lay out the 10 cards and just see what comes through for every one of you. This particular intro is a generic intro. So I'm recording this intro once, and I'm just going to add it into every single video that I create hereafter for the March Taroscopes. And I just do it to save myself repetitive talking, and also because when I start recording and I start like with Aries and move all the way through to Pisces, I get in the zone, okay? And because of that, I want to just, when I'm doing those readings, just get straight into it and bring through whatever information that you need. If you enjoy this kind of content and if you enjoy these taroscopes, I am just a small channel here on YouTube. I'm nobody big and fancy and fabulous. So the best way to support and to show appreciation for what I do is to give the video a thumbs up and a comment below. Get all your friends to come and watch. But the more you interact with the video, the more you're letting YouTube know that this is good content and other people need to see it. So YouTube will recommend it to other people, and that's the best way to support me. And also just to show me that, that you do enjoy what I do. So thank you so much, and let's get straight into your reading. Right, Gemini, let's get into your reading and let's have a look and see what March 2022 has in store for you. So shuffling the Enchanted Map Oracle just to draw a single card to act as the theme for the month ahead. Cards are shuffled and I am going to take that one over there. So let's have a look and see what our theme, your theme for the month of March 2022 is. We have, oh, I like it. We have the card of home. Absolutely, this is one of those cards where the more you look, the more you see. So we've got a clock. I can't see quite what is that over there. But look at that door. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And we've got a little fairy over there. It says, welcome life. I don't know if that's the post box. We've got an owl. There's a window at the top. It is card 27 and it is absolutely gorgeous. So this is going to be your theme for the month of March. It is all about the home, whatever home means to you, whether it is about the people in the home, or whether it is about the physical building, whether it is about making improvements or changes, whether it is about whether your home is a country, whether your home is a place, whether your home is a feeling in your heart. That will be different for every single one of you, but this is going to be the theme for the month ahead. So I'm going to leave the card there as we shuffle the Spacious Tarot, and let's have a look and see, because obviously we're going to lay out 10 cards from the Spacious Tarot, and which are going to give us our detailed information, which we will constantly then relate and bring into understanding home for the month of March 2022. Right, so let's just give the cards a nice shuffle. I like this deck because I can actually shuffle it. The sizing is just absolutely perfect for me. Okay, cards are shuffled. Let's have a look, Gemini. We're looking at March 2022. I am going to cut the deck over there and let's lay out your cards. Oh, that's interesting. I say that because that is the exact card that came out in that exact position for Taurus. But none of the others are the same. Just that first one, which is interesting. Okay, just going to lay them all out. And then we shall have a look and see. Lots of wands coming through. Lots of wands coming through. Okay. Gemini, let's just tidy up a little bit. I'm always shifting, adjusting. Let's have a look and see what we've got. I just want to get a kind of overall. So we've got wands. So you've got 5. Out of the 10 cards that we've laid, you have got 5 wands, which tells you it's going to be a busy month. It's going to be a month of action. It's going to be a month of movement, a month of activity, okay? Because wands is our, what I like to say, wands is our verb, it's our doing, all right? So there's a lot of doing that's taking place with all the ones that we have. The other thing that's quite interesting is we've got the 2 pentacles, we've got the 2 swords, and we've got 1 cup. We don't have any major arcana cards. So that tells you it's going to be a fairly, as much as we've got all the wands and there's going to be a lot of activity and a lot of action, it also tells you there's not going to be any kind of big events and circumstances. So all in all, just a quick little overview here. I think it's all going to be fairly simple, fairly easy, fairly uncomplicated for the month of March, and everything is going to be focused and centered around the home, whatever home means to you. So let's have a look here, Gemini. What is the energy for the month of March? And it is about finding your balance and finding your fit, if I can say. When I look at these 2 cards, we've got these 2 wands or these 2 sticks. This one on this side over here, this black one, is perfect. I mean, you can see the precision detail and you can see how perfectly straight it is, and it's got a nice sharp point and a nice solid handle to grasp it on and to hold it on. Whereas this one on the other end here looks a little bit crooked. Looks a little bit fragile, looks a little bit broken, but they're both creating some magic. They're both creating something beautiful. And we've got the skyline here, which is this beautiful pink, and then we've got this deep purple on the side. So it's about the two opposites coming together. It's about the yin and the yang, and understanding that life, we can't live without the yin and the yang. We have to have duality, and we have to have a little bit of good with a little bit of bad. Life, unfortunately, as much as it would be amazing and fabulous if it was all good only, but I mean, reality is that's not how it is it? And life is full of ups and downs, and days and nights, and yes and no's, and all of these kind of things. So it looks like the energy for the month of March for every single one of my Gemini people is about finding your balance between what it is you want to do, what it is you have to do, and what it is you can do. And I think it's all got to do with around the home. And also the home is your safe place. It's your happy place. So it may be not specifically the physical address home, but whatever it is that is home in your heart and in your soul. Okay. Next one we're going to have a look at is, what is the challenge that you may face during the month of March? And the challenge that you may face the month of March is that things may get a little bit heated. We may get a little bit too close to the flame. We may find ourselves burning a little bit because there's so much activity, because there's so much going on, and there's so much that you want to do, and there's so much that you want to achieve, and there's so much you want to succeed in. But it's about, again, it's just about finding that, I don't want to call it safe ground, because I don't think that's quite what we want to be doing, but it's about recognizing that things may get a little bit heated, and especially if you get too close to the flame. If you get too close to the flame, you are going to burn. And the challenge could be is about recognizing when is too close, what is too close. Okay. And it's interesting because with this particular card over here, it is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is the underlying energy for you. And the underlying energy here is one of celebration, of wanting to be with friends and family, wanting to celebrate and to enjoy. Remember, we've got a home card over here. So the Three of Cups is about friendships, and it's about celebrations, and about spending time with the people that you love. And considering, when I look at everything that we've covered, just the first three cards over there, Gemini Spirit is saying to you, it's going to be a busy month. There's going to be a lot of activities and a lot of things going on, and your plate is going to be super full. We have to be careful that we don't burn out. We have to be careful that we're not pushing ourselves too hard, but we also need to try and strike a balance and find a balance between the social and the friendships, because that's what this card is. It's about striking that balance. How much of this and how much of that? And when we come together, does it create the spark? Does it create the magic that we're looking for and that we need in our lives? So previously, prior to March, where were we? What were we dealing with? And it was almost like your life was on pause, because that's what this is the card of. This is the card of rest. This is the card of renewal and healing. And it's like the card of doing nothing. So it was waiting for the snow to melt, waiting for the struggles and the difficulties to clear before we start moving forward. So this is Spirit saying to you that your rest period is over. Okay. And if you've had a super manic, crazy January, February, just really brace yourself for March, because it looks like your rest is over. The quiet period, the quiet period is over and done with. So Gemini, brace yourself. March is going to be crazy busy, crazy full, because the holiday is done. And it's interesting. It's like things are going to be moving at quite a fast pace. That's what comes through so strongly, is that these things moving at a fast pace. And if you're not thinking light on your feet and reacting quickly and responding quickly, you may end up still sitting on that bench when the whole world is passing you by. But the focus is definitely going to be around the home. Okay. Next card we have is what support is available to you. And here we have this beautiful, beautiful tree trunk. I mean, it is huge, it is beautiful, it is strong, it is solid, and it's full of these little coins. Okay, so what the message of this beautiful tree trunk is, with the Ten of Pentacles, is saying about moving towards a perfect life, a happy life. So a perfect happy life means something different to every single one of us. We all have different ideas and different perceptions on happiness, on joy, on abundance, on all these kind of things. But this is Spirit saying to you that the support that's available to you is that you deserve to have the perfect life. You deserve to have everything your heart desires and so much more. Nowhere is it written that you should go without, or that you shouldn't have, or that you should have less. So Spirit is saying that support is there for you to have this perfect life, but you have to be quick to respond, quick to react. You've got to make sure that you're moving forwards in the way that you need to, because otherwise this is always going to be just out of reach. So if you want the perfect life for yourself, especially around the home, this is definitely the month to start getting things moving. And what are we moving towards? And it's quite interesting with this Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is the card of financial balance. So again, financial balance will mean something different to every single one of us. For some people, financial balance is having a steady 100 Rand in the bank account. For somebody else, it may be having a steady 1 million in the bank account. That is financial balance. It is relative to the person, to every single one of us. But Spirit is saying that, what, we all deserve to have a constant flow, because that's what this card represents. This constant flow, this never ending, and it just goes and goes and goes. And sometimes this half is smaller than this half, but as long as there is that constant flow and constant movement, we will have the happiness and joy that we want, that we need, and that we deserve. So when I look at the first 6 cards for all my Gemini energies, Spirit is saying to you, we're going to spend the month of March trying to find our duality, trying to find our blend and our mix of how much of whatever we need. We need to be careful that we don't get too close to the hot stuff, because the hot stuff could burn us, it could prevent us. But we need to be brave enough and courageous enough to venture out of our comfort zones and to see what it's all about. The focus is definitely going to be on socializing, spending time with loved ones, spending time with friends and family, connecting with each person. But maybe it's those situations that may get a bit heated. Maybe it's those situations that may get a little bit complicated, because our holiday and our rest period and our quiet period is done and it's over now. We have the Spirit of saying that there is abundance available to us. There is plenty available. So don't stress about not having enough. Don't stress about running out, because there's going to be plenty available to you. And we're moving towards a life of balance, a life of duality, and a life of constant flow. All right. How do people perceive you, Gemini? Look at this. Is this little salamander the cutest little thing? I mean, I just think he's gorgeous, and I love the way that he's called an explorer of wands, and he's using his tail to hold his stick, to hold his wand. And look at the fire, look at the flames that he's working towards. And he's the same salamander that we had over there. But an explorer is somebody who is brave and creative. An explorer is somebody who's not afraid to take a gamble and not afraid to take a chance. So this is how people perceive you. People see you as that daredevil. Let's call it the daredevil. People see you as somebody who, nothing holds you back, and nothing can scare you. It's like you're just no, let's get it done. Let's get out there and let's do things. That is how people see you. How do you perceive yourself? The camera will focus. You see yourself as forever on the move. Now, the interesting thing about this particular card with the 7 of Wands, this is somebody who is defensive. This is somebody who's forever throwing out your buts, okay? But, I can't do it because of this, or but what about this, or what about that? So you're always somebody who's fairly defensive. You're defending yourself against all of these perceived threats. So people see you as brave and ready to jump forward and ready to do things, but you're actually not seeing yourself that way. You're not seeing yourself that way at all. You're seeing yourself as having to stand up and defend yourself, to stand up and defend your actions, and stand up and defend your actions. But actually, that's not really the case. We understand that it is a thin line between, walking that stick and burning ourselves. But you need to recognize that the way that people see you versus the way that you see yourself are a little bit different from each other. Okay, so 6 of Swords next. 6 of Swords is such an interesting card. It's the card of saying that I'm wanting change, needing change, trying to move towards change, but not quite sure if the change is good or bad. Not quite sure if what I'm moving towards is actually what I want. Like, is the grass greener on the other side? Really, that's what the 6 of Swords is all about. The fact that we have this beautiful light shining through the clouds is confirmation that, yes, the grass is greener on the other side. When I talk about the other side, I'm not talking about another country, okay? But whatever you're moving, whatever this is, this activity that you're going through during the month of March, you are moving towards better. Okay, so that's when I say the grass is greener. It's on the other side of this activity, on the other side of this challenge, or the other side of this situation. So this is, you're worried about that, obviously, because nobody wants to put all this effort in, especially when it comes to a home, which is supposed to be a safe, happy place. Nobody wants to put in all this effort and make all these changes and not actually have happiness at the end of it. So I do think this is confirmation from Spirit to say that it is going to be okay. You don't have to worry unnecessarily. You don't have to put that kind of pressure on yourself, but you do need to recognize that you are moving towards change. There is definitely, it is inevitable. It is absolutely inevitable. And it is definitely connected to the home front, but it is definitely something that's going to bring you happiness. And I know that because of this card as well. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. What we have here is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is the card of victory. It's the card of success. It's the card of all of those kind of good stuff. Here we have the victory wreath, which is ready to be placed as a crown on somebody's head. Okay, and here we have a tent. Well, not a tent. What do you call it? I remember as a child we used to play this in the playground, where we'd line up. We'd have two rows of people, of friends standing, and we'd connect our hands like this, and then people would run underneath our hands and we'd sing a song. I'm not even going to begin to do that for you now, but we do that to celebrate and acknowledge somebody's achievements and successes, and that kind of thing. And that's exactly what all of this is about for every single one of you Geminis. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that wonderful? But I do think it's all connected to the home base. So just to recap very quickly, Gemini, you're going to spend the whole month trying to find your balance, trying to find your yin and your yang, trying to find like how much, like I'm going to call it your recipe even, how much enthusiasm versus how much anxiety, because we have both of those. We have enthusiasm, we have anxiety, but it's trying to find that mix of your strengths and, well, your imperfections and your perfections. We need to make sure, though, that we don't go too far, that we don't get burnt. We need to just reel ourselves in ever so slightly. And we're going to spend quite a bit of time socializing and interacting with significant people in our lives, which are important, because our holiday, our slumber, our period of rest is over. There's no more rest. No more rest for the wicked. It's get up and go. It's busy, 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 busy. And spirits are just wanting to remind you that you deserve a good life. You deserve happiness. You deserve all of those kind of things. And it is, abundance is available to you. All you have to do is look out for it. And we are moving towards a full, complete, happy, balanced life. Awesome. Remember, the theme for you is about the home. So I do think this could be work, this could be relationship, this could be physical home. It could be the people in your life that you consider family, the people that you consider home. But that's definitely the big event for you in the month of March, is all the changes that are coming through, the success, the activity that's coming through for you in the month. So enjoy it. Whatever it is, however it plays out for you, Gemini, embrace it. Enjoy it, but just make sure that you don't get burnt. Alrighty, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.